Hello and welcome to the third episode of Gameplay Analysis Invasions, where I'm just going to look at 3 clips from my recent gameplay and trying to figure out how I could improve my PvP game in Elden Ring. So yeah, let's jump right into the first clip, which is a low-level invasion that I've lost. So let's see. Alright, so here I'm swapping to a halberd because usually fighting high-level phantoms, which this one clearly is, can be quite a challenge. And here I also immediately see that they're panic rolling, so really easy kill for the first phantom. We got the Rivers of Blood, and this is where things get complicated usually. Yeah, so this is really risky gameplay from my side because I don't know how overleveled the phantom is. So usually, like from a very overleveled phantom, one hit from that slash could instantly proc the bleed loss and then stagger me, and that would mean my death. So I was quite not cautious. Okay, so just one thought that I had is that before you start fighting a opponent with Rivers of Blood, check the opponent's connectivity, because it looks like the Phantom and I have a really good connection. This is why I can like dodge the Rivers of Blood without getting any Phantom hits and bleed build up. So usually what you want to do is use like something like Fan Daggers or the Rock Throw spell to see how long it takes for the hit to register, which will give you some sort of idea on how good your connection is to the opponent. So that's something I usually do, but forgot in this instance. So that's definitely something I can do when facing overleveled phantoms. So here I'm switching to the Claymore, no idea why, just feeling adventurous, I guess. So yeah, here you could see like the spacing was really tight. So one step closer to the Phantom and that slash would have hit me. Now we got the Bloodloss proc, which sadly I don't have any bleed boluses in this scenario. Yeah, that's it. So one mistake, and you can see the mistake here that my bleed meter is quite high for getting so close to both of them. and then I get hit from the host, I think, and then the second hit just procs the blood loss without me rolling, and that's instant death. And of course the obligatory point down. So what could have done or gone better? I guess first, like when fighting overleveled phantoms with Rivers of Blood, make sure that I have some boluses at hand, always check my blood meter, and then also maybe get one of the anti-bleed talismans just to have less bleed build-up, or like more of a buffer for the bleed build-up. Other than that, here I could have played way more conservatively, like by just using a long-range weapon, double spear, and then just poking the phantom to death, which usually works quite well, but can get really, really boring quickly. So yeah, on to the next one. Lotus Plateau. So the first thing I see here is the fingerprint shield. Why doesn't my annotation work? Here you go, fingerprint shield. So I immediately switched to a weapon that like can go through shields. So this is the Vulgar Militia Shuttle, standard weapon to have in any higher level invasions, just because you can actually damage through shields. So this was super weird. I definitely got hit, didn't roll that, and you can see what happens later on. So yeah, that was the hit registering from a few seconds ago. So the connection with the host is really, really bad. Thankfully, with the high level phantom, I have a good connection. So usually it's time for me to just like focus on the phantom and ignore the host. Yeah, and in general, like having weapons with frost infusion is always a good thing to have at hand when fighting great shields. Yeah, that was a beautiful pebble at the right time. Could have gone on way longer than this. So yeah, pebble can work really well if you time it right against shields. Yeah, now it's just mayhem. So usually when the latency is that high, it's really hard to play good. So it's usually like 50-50 if you're gonna win or lose, depending on how bad the opponent's connection is. Thankfully the connection stabilized, which is why we got those roll catches at the end. So yeah, this invasion went quite well. Don't know what I could have done better. So the mob was a great distraction for the host. So always like keep your surroundings in mind when engaging multiple enemies. Know where the mobs are so you can try to get some support. Here, really lucky fight against the fingerprint shield. Not sure how that could have gone differently if the opponent was more like competent and like focus more on shield poking and then retreating when the stamina runs low. So yeah, very lucky invasion. So let's move on to the third one. Okay, this is the third and last invasion. This is again a low level invasion on the Weeping Peninsula against one high level phantom and his host. So let's jump right in. So here the phantom noticed that he can use the shield to block my attacks, and which is why like in a few seconds I'm switching to the Morningstar. This is the only weapon with bleed that I have, and I've had successful uses of the Kick Asher 4 to break shield break the opponent. So that was my idea here. And yeah, this is where the fun begins. So in this situation, if you're that close to the enemy, you should immediately go for a stun hit. I didn't react quite fast enough. So here you can see like the reaction was 1 or 2 seconds too late. Didn't get the hit, so got staggered out of my hit. And yeah, Scarlet rotted, 3/4 of my health gone. This is usually a death sentence. Thankfully the host is just like standing in the back and trying to hit me with arrows, which is usually easy to dodge. So this is just me checking for rot boluses, which I don't have because I'm honest red invader. I'm not trying to twink too much. Yeah, I guess Flame Cleanse Me could have been really helpful here, which is why I got it after this invasion immediately to deal with Rot Breath phantoms. So the first thing I do here is pop my bubble here. Here my regen flask, just to offset the HP loss from the Scarlet Rot. Got some nice roll catches, and I think I get him down to almost no HP. Problem being that the crouch poke here comes out too late, so he's already healed. Usually, and you can see that later on, I have a talisman in the offhand with Catch Flame, just for like faster roll catching. So also one thing that I need to improve on here, I guess, is like unlocking, or be more liberal with unlocking and then rolling away unlocked, because I think you travel a farther distance if you're unlocked, while when you're locked onto the enemy it somehow gives you less roll distance. So here you can see my HP got almost to 0, super close here. And here I finally unlock and run for it to get a safe distance to heal. Try to fight one off, make some space, and here I just go for the Hail Stamp instead of the Hail Mary. So yeah, this is where I realized the roll catches are not going to work and switch to Catch Flame. Here I'm thanking the Phantom for the fun fight. Yeah, could have actually switched to the Morning Star and shield break the opponent. Still was fun just smashing him in with the Zweihander. And that's it for the third invasion. So, takeaways from me, make sure to have Rot Boluses at hand, even at low levels, or at least Flame Cleanse Me, which is a miracle that you can find in Liurnia of the Lakes. Other than that, also try to unlock when running away or rolling away from being pressured. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the invasions and see you in the next one.